Hi, happy Thursday. Welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a full face of makeup with you. So we're going to try to get through it as quickly as possible. We're going to try to make it not too long. I have some of my most used products here that I use every day and I use as part of my everyday makeup routine. So as I go through this, make sure you leave me a comment down below. Let me know you're watching. Tell me hi if you are here live. Or if you're catching this as a replay, go ahead and let me know hi, you're watching. I'm going to start today with a little bit of foundation primer. The foundation primer is amazing. Oh, actually, I never pulled my hair up. I'm going to pull my hair up too. But the foundation primer is amazing. I love this stuff. It's SPF 15 in it too. And it's just going to really help to kind of even your skin out a little bit. It's going to give your skin this like silky feel. It's also going to help to kind of, I always think of it as when you have like your windshield wipers on your car, like your windshield on your car, it protects your car from all like the bugs and everything, you know, it like holds all the bugs on the outside. That's how I want you to think about foundation primer. It's the same idea because this is a skincare formula. So it's got SPF 15 in it, so it means it's going to layer in one more layer of SPF too, which is always great. I always recommend using some sort of SPF in your skincare routine regardless, but that is going to give you one extra layer of SPF and it's going to help keep all of the junk on the outside. So when we are out in public or even in your house with your animals and your loved ones, their dead skin can get set in your pores. So it's really important that you're using something to protect your skin. Again, like the foundation primer, to keep it on the outside. Same thing with your foundation. It's going to help if it's a skincare based foundation. It's going to help to actually keep it on the outside instead of letting it sit in your pores, which again is super gross. I know, but it makes a big difference. So I love foundation primer. This is one product I use every day. Even if I am not going to be putting any makeup on, I still use this. I love this stuff. Hi, Ida. Hello. As you guys hop on, tell me hi. Let me know you're watching. Okay, so next what we're going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of foundation. So I like to kind of mix my foundations. You don't have to do this. You can just use one or the other. But I like to mix the CC cream with a matte foundation. So let me show you. I do like one pump of the CC cream. It just, a full pump didn't come out, so I added a little bit more. And I used the light to medium. And now I'm going to use Ivory N140 for my Time Wise. So I went almost like a couple shades lighter for my Time Wise. And then the light to medium CC cream is maybe like a little bit dark for my skin all by itself. So I kind of mix the two. See, you can see it's like a little lighter, a little darker. So I just mix them. I love this combination. Hi, Andrea. Hello. Thanks for watching tonight. And you're going to see as it oxidizes with my skin too, it does change a little bit. So it does go on a little bit more of, I feel like, kind of that orangish color. It's the CC cream that does that. So you can see up here, it looks more beige. And then once I blend it out a little bit, it kind of oxidizes with your skin too, once it hits the oxygen and everything. So I'm just putting that all across my eyes. I just cover everything with this mixture. So it's just going to even everything out. The reason I like to use both is because the CC cream is going to give you really great, like, glow to your skin. It's going to be very light. You're not going to feel the CC cream hardly at all. It has an extra layer of SPF, so it's got SPF 15 in there. And that's going to give you very, very light coverage, very light coverage, but it's basically a tinted moisturizer. That's really what it is. So I love the CC cream, but for just like a little bit of an added added coverage, I add in that Time Wise. So I do like to add the Time Wise in for a couple reasons. The added coverage. Also, it is part of the skincare line, so it actually has Time Wise anti-aging in it as well. So with the SPF in the CC cream and then the anti-aging in the Time Wise, it's like perfect, absolutely perfect. So I always think if I mix them together too, then you don't have to buy them as often. So you're really getting the same amount of product. You're just getting it in 2 bottles. So totally up for personal preference, but I like to mix them just because I get a little bit of the full coverage and a little bit of that like glowy and then that extra SPF. So anyway, I do mix those two. If you need to be foundation match, just comment down below and say foundation match and I can make sure to help you out with that. I have a quiz you can take, and I also can also foundation match you as well. I love it, Andrea. When you try it, let me know what you think, because I do love that tip. It makes a big difference. I've used both separately, but I just love them mixed together the very most. I'm going to take a little bit of my under eye corrector. We're going to put that right underneath my eyes. I'm going to kind of just let that sit for a second while we start to apply some eyeshadow. So for my eyeshadow, I'm just going to do something really simple today, I think. Let's see here. This palette's so cute. You might have seen me post this palette. It's adorable. I love these colors. If you want this palette at 50% off in March, let me know and I can tell you how you can get that. It's got Emerald Noir, Dusty Rose, Sunlit Rose, and Blossom. So 4 very cute colors in there. I love that Emerald Noir. I'm going to do a video specifically on that. Oh, I know I had a request from Moss. Maybe I'll use Moss today. So this is my palette filled with all the colors. Let me show you. Moss is right here. So you can see it's a very like earthy green, kind of a shimmer to it. It's beautiful. Maybe we'll use that tonight. I know I did have a request for that. So, all right. I gave that a second to kind of sit underneath my eyes. Now I'm going to take my liquid foundation brush. You can also take a sponge for this. Honestly, I usually take a sponge, but I did not bring everything to my little desk here, so I just am going to use my liquid foundation brush for right now. But anyway, that works as well, so I'm just going to kind of pat that right underneath my eyes. The under eye corrector is amazing. It only has 1 shade, and you saw when I put it on, it looked kind of peachy underneath my eyes. It's only the 1 shade for all skin colors, and that is because it's going to kill the dark circles under your eyes. So it's got that peachy color to combat the dark circles. So it's kind of like the color wheel, you know, like they balance each other out. So that's why it is that color. That's why there's only 1 option. Anyway, isn't that so pretty? It just like takes away those dark circles. Okay, now let's do some eyeshadow and then we'll continue with the rest of my face. I want to do my eyeshadow now just before I add any more colors so that if I have anything that falls out underneath my eyes, I can clean it up. So that's why I want to do it kind of in this order that I'm doing it in right now. And make sure you guys let me know when you hop on, you're watching, you do get entered in to win a weekly giveaway of mine for commenting here on Facebook. And also if you share this video, make sure you comment down below and let me know you shared it. That gets you extra entries. It doubles your entries. So all your comments count as 1 and then you double your entries when you share this video. Okay, let me set my palette down. We're gonna start with the moss. All right, so here's the moss again. It's really a very pretty earthy green. And I'm going to use my all over eyeshadow brush. I'm just going to apply a little bit kind of in this outer corner and kind of just blend it in to get started. Hi, Kathy. Hello. I did take my Christmas tree down, by the way. So in case anybody was wondering, I know last week I still had it up. And I know it was way beyond when I should have had my Christmas tree up, but I did finally take it down. So it is no longer in my house. I was so sad to take it down just because it's been kind of like winter here anyway. We haven't really had a ton of spring quite yet in Michigan. But the last few days have been a little bit warmer and it's made me very excited that spring is now around the corner, hopefully. Or it's that fake spring and then we're gonna get winter right back. You just never know in Michigan. You never ever know. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a little bit more of this, just kind of blend this out. You can see it kind of goes on, it almost looks like a brown green. So it's not a dark green or anything, it's kind of more of like a brown green. Where the Emerald Noir is gonna be very, very much an emerald green. Okay. So there we go. Got that first. Now I'm going to take my all over eyeshadow brush. I'm actually going to take a little bit of Biscotti, which is kind of this creamy white color. I'm going to take it right underneath my eyebrows because I have not done my eyebrows yet. So I'm just going to kind of blend this out a little bit right under my brows just so it doesn't go up too high. I kind of went a little bit high when I was, see how that's a little bit lower now? Do the same thing on the other side. All right, there we go. So I'm just taking a little bit of Biscotti right now. I'm also going to take that Biscotti, put it in the inner corner, and brighten everything up a little bit. It's going to be a great base for the next color that we're going to use. Okay. Stay tuned too. I am going to be doing a spring beauty box. It's going to have some of the brand new spring products in it, so stay tuned for that. I'll post it here on my page, but I will also be emailing it out. So if you're not part of my email list, make sure you join my email list so you get those notifications. The link for that is right in the description. And also, if you want to purchase any of these products that I'm going over today, you can also get them right in my description. My link is right there. All right, so all we've used so far is the Moss and the Biscotti. Now I'm going to take my all over eyeshadow brush one more time and just kind of blend this. And then next, we're actually going to use the highlighter. I have been loving the new highlighter. It's amazing. It's so beautiful on your cheeks. Hang on right here. Yep. So it's super beautiful on your cheeks, but it also makes for a really awesome eyeshadow. So check this out. I'm going to use my all over eyeshadow brush and pick this up just like a giant eyeshadow. Look at that. Okay. And put it right on my lid. It's got that, look at how beautiful that is. It's so pigmented. It's so golden and pigmented. So you can use this. I love a multi-use product. Absolutely love a multi-use product. Those are my favorite. So now I'm going to use it as that. So what do you think about the highlighter as an eyeshadow? Once I blend it out too, it'll look more natural. Just a second. Let me just get it on first, then we'll blend it out. Okay. All over eyeshadow brush again. I'm not adding any color or anything. I'm just kind of blending. And you could always make this darker too by adding a little bit of moss right here. A little bit more moss. Okay. Thank you for the hearts. I see all of you guys' hearts coming through. That makes me so happy. Thank you for being here. Thank you for loving the video. Okay, so there we go. What do you think about this eyeshadow look? So it's only 3 colors. We used Biscotti, Moss, and then the highlighter as that kind of brighter color in the middle. So super easy to do. All right, next I'm going to add a little bit of powder. So I'm using, this is the Deep Ivory powder. Oof, okay. So one thing is that when you do travel or anything, there's actually like a little turn in here. So there's like little knobs. And if you turn them, it clicks into place. Okay, now it's clicked into place. Now it's locked. It will no longer shoot the actual powder out. It will keep it on the inside. So I like that that's an option because as you can see, if you don't do that, way too much comes out and then you're going to waste it. So I usually leave it locked. I obviously forgot to lock it the last time and I took it around with me. So my bad, but that is an easy way that you can do it. Thank you, Ida. I'm so glad you like it. I'm just going to use a little bit of this powder all over my cheeks, just to kind of, all over my face. I'm going to put it on my forehead too. This is just to kind of set everything. Okay. So just a little bit of powder goes a long ways. I'm not using it necessarily for the coverage. I'm using it to set everything. So you can see I'm getting underneath my eyes because I use that Undereye Corrector and all over my face. Okay. Now we're done there, so now we can go in with the bronzer, the blush, and the highlighter. So we're going to start with the bronzer. Oh, sorry, I almost just knocked you guys right over. Thank you, Andrea. I'm so glad you like the highlighter. I love when you can use products for multiple things. So, and it's such a pretty kind of like golden color. It's so beautiful. I'm going to be using the bronzer today in the medium glow, and it goes on a little bit dark, so that's okay. Going to blend out, but just so you know, it does go on a little bit dark. It always looks a little bit darker before we blend it. This is still not available to order right now, but if you want it, just make sure you let me know and I'll add you to my list so that as soon as it does become available again, I can get it to you. So there was an issue with the packaging and the shipping for the bronzers, and I already sold out of all the ones that I ordered from my first round. So I didn't know they were going to sell out. Otherwise, I would have ordered so many more because I love the bronzer. But there was an issue with them being shipped. I guess some people's were showing up broken. So, and we don't want that. Never would want that. So anyway, if you want the bronzer though, make sure you let me know. They are special edition, so they're not going to be around for very long. But while they are around, I highly suggest trying them because they're amazing. They're cheap. and they have great pigment to them. Absolutely great pigment. And they blend so well. Look at how well that all blended out. And you can see it just contours your face, makes it a little darker, a little lighter in places. I love the bronzers. Okay, we're gonna get to these eyebrows in a second too. I really need to get them done. My brow lady moved and now I have to find a new brow lady, and I hate having to, I just went through this, I feel like. So yeah, they're a little messy right now. Bear with me. We're just gonna comb them for the time being, and then we'll get back to them. Okay, so next what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use a little bit of blush and then a little bit of highlighter. So for the blush today, we're gonna use Shy Blush, all right, which is this one right here. And I'm gonna take my cheek brush again. So we use the cheek brush for the bronzer, the blush, and the highlighter. Put that right above where I just put that bronzer. Isn't it amazing too, that mixture of foundation, how much it covers things? I used to have cystic acne, and I know in the beginning of this video you could see a lot of like dark spots, like especially on my chin and my cheeks. I definitely have like some darker pigmentation. It's gotten so much better with good skincare, but I definitely still have some pigmentation, and it to me is just amazing that a little bit of the CC cream and just a little bit of the Time Wise foundation mixed together, it covers up everything. It makes everything just look smooth, and it just doesn't have that, like, any of that darker pigmentation. So I love that mixture together. It's perfect. All right, so that was a little bit of Shy Blush we added. Now we're just gonna add a little bit of the highlighter. All right, hang on. Let me grab this. Okay, so the highlighter today, same one we used on our cheek or on our eyes, which I also love. I love to use things that match. So if I can ever use two products that go together, I love that. I know lately I've even been using the bronzer and the highlighter as my two eyeshadows, and I just love that they all match. Okay, so just a little bit of glow on your cheeks, and I layer them. So I go contour first, and then the blush, and then the highlighter right on top. So that's how I kind of layer those. All right. Next, we just have eyebrows and lips. So let me do my lips first. My lips, I'm gonna use, this is my favorite lipstick right now. Ever since this launch, this one has been my absolute favorite. This is the Mauve Crush Hydrating Lipstick, and it's amazing. I love the color, and I love the hydrating lipsticks anyway. They're my favorite lipsticks by far. I'm not a huge lipstick person. I like tinted lip balms or lip glosses, and that's kind of what this is. It's kind of like a tinted lip balm. It's definitely what it feels like. All right. And again, that's the Mauve Crush color. Absolutely, Ida. I will add you to my list. All right. Next up, I'm going to use a little bit of lip gloss just over the top of this. And I'm just going to use this as Copper Aurora. You don't have to add the lip gloss. I just like them layered. So I usually do add them, but you don't have to add that. All right, next is, oh, let me do my mascara and then let's do brows first and then I'll do the mascara. All right, so I'm going to take my eyebrow eyeliner brush, brush out my brows. There's a couple different ways that you can do your brows now. So we've got the brow pencil, the Precision Brow Pencil, and you can add to that like a brow tint, or you can add the invisible one, the Clear Brow Gel. Either one of those. Or you can use the new limited edition brow palette, and I do love this too. So I always feel a little torn. I like both of these, so I kind of go back and forth. Some days I use the brow liner, sometimes I use this. It just kind of depends. But since this is limited edition, let's at least do one brow with this. Maybe I'll do one brow of each and you can kind of vote and tell me, but let's at least do this for one brow. So this is the brunette version. So there is a blonde, a brunette, and a dark brunette. So I'm just gonna take, this is kind of like a, it's a very, like, it's a pomade is what it's called, but it's very like tacky. Okay, hang on, let me not get so close to the camera. Let me just pull up, let me get a camera, or a mirror, not a camera. Okay, so let me just start here, and I'm gonna kind of follow right along my hairlines. So a little bit underneath. We'll go a little bit above. Tell me down below, do you want to see both? Do you want to see the liner and the brow tint on one side and then the brow kit that I'm doing right now? Or do you want to see just the brow kit on both? Tell me that down below. What are you more interested in? All right, and then I'm just going to kind of fill this into, so I'm just kind of going right along where my brow hairs would be. So if I were to grow more brow hairs in, that's kind of how I'm going around my brow. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to add a little bit of a curve to this. Okay. All right. Yes, please. Do you mean yes, please? You want to see both different, or do you want to see this on both sides? Tell me that down below. All right, so I'm just kind of, I'm not adding any more product now. Now I'm just kind of going over it, just kind of blending it a little bit, making sure it's all filled in. Okay, now I'm going to take my spoolie, which also comes in there. I'm going to go ahead and just brush this out. I'm brushing up too, so I always brush up a little bit and brush out. All right. A little bit of a harsh mark down here, so I'm just kind of going to go over that a couple of times. Both different. All right. Sounds good to me. All right, I'm going to take now the middle color, which is the, it's like a powder though. I'll show you. Still in that brow kit. I'm just kind of going through the middle now with that little bit of that powder. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing. So with the spoolie again, just kind of brushing it out. Okay. Now, so I used these two. I used both. I used this one first, and then I used this one second. So that is kind of like the shape of that brow. My lighting's not very good right here. It was a lot brighter when I very first started. It's gotten a lot darker. I moved locations because usually when I go live, it's dark by 6 o'clock. And so I just rely on my like ring light. Well, today when I was about to go live, I was like, oh my gosh, it's so nice outside. I should use the light that's coming from outside to kind of make my lighting a little bit better. And I did not really take into consideration that it's going to get significantly darker as I am live. So sorry, my lighting's not so good. I'll work on that for next time. All right, so for my pencil, this is the Precision Brow Liner. I kind of do the same thing. I start on the bottom, kind of outlining a little bit. Again, kind of following right along the bottom of my brow. And then I go up top. Again, my brows are super messy right now, so it's a little bit, if your brows are not quite lined up, it can be a little harder to find your path. So you want like to find your little arch. And then doing those hair-like strokes. Okay. You can always extend it a little bit too. So my brow comes in a little bit, but if you want to kind of extend it just a little bit, you can always do again the brow-like strokes towards the center. I think with the pencil, or not the pencil, the liner, it can be really beneficial to use the liner if you need to fill your brows in a little bit more. Just because I think you can really draw a line that looks very similar to, yeah, next week, yes it will, it'll be so much better for my lighting after daylight savings. Okay, so there we go. I'm just going to brush that out. So you can tell, obviously, the colors are slightly different. We use 2 different products, so good thing we did this at the end, right? I'm going to use on top of it my brow tint. And again, I'm using the shade Brunette. This does not add a ton. In my bottle, I've been using it for a while. This will last you so long. It's crazy. It lasts, I mean, seriously, months and months it lasts me. So when you very first open the bottle, I always take a little bit off when it's brand new. I've had this one open for, I don't know, probably 2 months now. So it's not quite as full, which means it's the perfect amount that it grabs out. So I can just kind of follow right along. This is going to hold everything in place. It's also going to add a little bit of color any place you might have missed. So just kind of filling it in. Okay, so which side do you like better? Do you like the liner and the tint, or do you like the new limited edition palette? So which side? Again, this side is a little bit of a different color than the other side, but if they both matched, you wouldn't necessarily notice which one I was using out in public. So tell me down below, which side do you like better? They look very similar. I think it's more about how you like to apply. All right, next I'm just going to curl my lashes and add a little bit of mascara. Before I add the mascara though, I am going to add a little bit of makeup finishing spray. And this is a key. With the foundation primer, this is my next second favorite, like must have, no matter what you're putting on your face, no matter what makeup it is, you need a good foundation primer and a good makeup finishing spray. I like to use the makeup finishing spray at least right before I apply my mascara for an everyday kind of look, because it's going to hold everything on. I want you to think hairspray for your hair, but for your face instead. So it's going to extend the wear of your makeup. It's also going to make sure that nothing moves. It's going to help control oil. I love the makeup finishing spray. It's going to help with when you kind of like answer your phone or you hug somebody and you get makeup on them. It makes a big difference. It will help that as well. I like the liner better. Yes, I agree, Kathy. I love the liner. The liner is fantastic. And I do think that that color matches it. Like I said, it depends. It just depends a little bit. And if you buy one of these and you don't love the color, make sure to just let me know, because you obviously do get 100% satisfaction guarantee always with Mary Kay. That's one of my favorite things about Mary Kay products. Those brow palettes though, so the one I did on this side, they are limited edition. So again, there's blonde, brunette, and dark brunette. And then once they sell out, they will be all gone. Okay, so this is the Lash Fanorama mascara. It's my favorite mascara. I just like how it's so like voluminous. It lengthens everything, but it also makes everything kind of volumized as well. Okay, we're gonna do one more coat and then we will be all done. So what do you guys think about this makeup look though? Did it turn out good? Do you like the way it turned out? What do you think about the moss too? I feel like right now when you're looking at it, you can probably barely even tell that it is a green. It almost has like, it's got the green gold look to it for sure, but it's very neutral too. So it's just that hint of green, but it also looks earthy and kind of brown. So it's very neutral as well. All right, one more coat on the other side and we will be all done tonight. Thank you guys for joining me. And again, if you want to shop any of the products that I covered tonight, I will add them down in the comments, what I used. And you can shop right on my website, which is part of the description. And like I said, make sure you sign up for my email list. If you have not yet liked this page and followed this page, make sure you do that too. Yeah, please like and follow this Facebook page and make sure you subscribe on my YouTube channel as well. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. I hope this was fun and I hope you like the way this looks. Oh, I'm so glad you love it. With the moss it's so different. It's fun. And I'm so glad, Ida, that you like it with the highlighter. So try those tips out. Let me know what you think. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you guys back here next time. Bye.